Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Shadow Empire, episode number 12/13. This is still the preview copy, the beta version of Shadow Empire. We're continuing from the original Slitherine stream. I mean, I don't need to say that every time. I guess you guys kind of understand 12 episodes in what I'm trying to say. We have a pretty interesting turn lined up for us, and I'm still learning a lot about the game. So, there's going to be things that I'm going to be doing incorrectly. I'm going to be doing things incorrectly whenever you're being recorded or whatever. There's just it's very difficult. Basically, people perform worse under pressure, I think, in general. Anyways, there's a lot of different things, very cool things I'm learning, and the first one I want to talk about today is the field testing. So, in this game, you can redesign units. The Grunt 2 can become the Grunt 3, and even if I don't change anything, if I give it an automatic rifle and a padded enviro suit, same as the Grunt 2 had, the Grunt 3, it's possible, it's very likely in fact, that it'll have better stats. And part of that is just when you redo a design, you're generally, it's random, so there's fluctuation. It could become worse, in which case you wouldn't want to improve it. You'd go back to the Grunt 2, go back to the drawing board. But it's much more likely to improve the more field testing you have. So we can read here that this one started out at 93 points of field testing, and it can go to 140. It's currently at 124, which means it's gained 31 points, and it can go up to 140. So we're getting actually close. The Grunts 2, basically, I was looking at the different things which give you experience field testing, and a lot of it is, it's a battle. I mean, basically, if you're in combat, this is the best way to get it. But I think there was other ways of doing it, and I think that if your unit retreated or died, you actually you got more field testing out of it. And Vic's comment about this was something like, you learn more from defeats than victories. Anyway, so the Grunts 2 looks like it's a great candidate. Axie Machine Gun 2 also looks like a great candidate for upgrade. And I also want to get the combat armor on these units. If they're my frontline troops, I think we have combat armor. Let's just pretend real fast that we wanted to do that, because I think we have a decision here. I looked through them briefly. Model design, yeah. So let's just pretend that we wanted to do another one. If we decide to go to the Grunt 3, yeah, we have combat armor, and these we're using padded enviro suits. So I'm guessing that the combat armor, I'm not sure how much that's going to change so we're switching the design type a little bit. So I don't know how much the stats are going to improve if we're also switching the combat armor. This is just a dark art to me. It's like black magic how this is all working. It's not completely true. I have an idea. You know, if your field testing goes up, a new model just by itself is just a random roll of some dice, some RNG stuff to give you your base stat, and then that is where you build from, which is why it costs a lot less to modify a design than to go 120 in this case to build it from scratch. That makes sense to me because you're starting over. If you don't like your RNG roll, what they want, I guess what this is emphasizing, is that you should try to improve it in the field. Otherwise, it's just very expensive to go back to the drawing board. So many very clever, I mean, you may even object to them, but they're still pretty clever, ways of doing things. Anyways, let's start with every time I'm getting into these, I'm starting with a long ramble. This time, I want to only do the attack, only want to do my ranged attack with the artillery, because we will now be attacking this thing for real. It's off to a good start so far. We're just causing everybody to retreat. Look at all these hits. This is beautiful. Probably the perfect turn to do the attack. They're down to 4 readiness, no entrenchment, their morale is sapped. I think we're going to have an easy time of this, but of course that's the words you say right before you lose. 39-1 odds, it does look pretty good. Let's go ahead and do the attack. Okay, that went just as well as we were hoping. I think having the good recon, wow, 315, that's really impressive. So I think that couldn't have gone better because we did all the things right. We did the artillery bombardments, and after that we'll move back. After the artillery bombardments, we had them softened up to basically nothing. And, you know, you do your attack and everything comes out just as you would expect. We also have some troops over here that... Actually, I want to move this unit here first, because right now we don't see the enemy unit, which means we don't suffer zone of control penalties. 12 per 20%. Okay, so this movement is on the... This is... The haulers are carrying it by wheel. Haulers are carrying it by wheel. He said weight and 5. Okay, so that's all. That all makes sense. Then what? It should be 10 for a road, and it is 8. Okay, so this is, it should be only 66, but it is giving me the extra 10 for zone of control, which means that this guy's exerting zone of control, or this was taken this turn. Oh, I see, 10. It was taken this turn. 68, 76. Okay, so this is actually a better option, because then we get 3 rounds of bombardment off. Unfortunately, this is going to be a pretty lengthy process, because they are in the forest, but I think it's still worth it to do. Okay, now we know that they're there. We're going to do the ranged assault, but let me actually get you over here as well. Oh, it's going to take 100% of your action points to do that. Okay, well that's fair enough. As I think I mentioned, we want the jetpack troops to follow my artillery, but everyone else, all the militia, can just start digging in. Especially units with only 6. Let's put these guys together, just like that. And we have nobody else up here. Oh, you, militia. Okay, good. So you go and hold this border as well. And you're coming down here. We'll move you along the road because supply is nice. It's nice to have supply. I think it's better off for us to be on the road. No, these guys don't care, right? Road. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, maybe it does. We'll do it this way. I don't think it hurts to do that. Now the big question is, how do we want to deal with this? And I know we already have we've already talked about this enough. And I'm kind of contradicting myself. I was originally going to say let's do this big pincer maneuver and cut off 1 unit. I think as soon as we move north, even with our infantry here, it's going to be very easy to cut this unit off. I think I want to instead race forward with my armor to reconnect this land. And I was doing a little bit of hex counting off camera. So the administrative strain starts kicking in when you're at 6 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 8 away here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is we're 8 away in both of those, which means that both of those are causing administrative strain. So how do we solve that problem? Well, next time if we want to mine the metal over here or over here, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away, that can easily be taken by Omicron. This one cannot be taken by anyone. So what I was thinking about doing is putting a city here. In fact, I think it would go right here. And then it would also probably claim this metal, but basically, if we want a city for this area, we can get the runes and the metal only if we put a city here, unless we want... I mean, the alternative is to not put a city there and just face the administrative strain. Alright, well, anyways, we have a lot of decisions to make this turn. I'm probably going to do some cuts every now and then, just because, you know, when I don't know what I want to do. As far as the government goes, I'm not as disappointed with enforcement as I thought I was, but okay. Goal is the number of hexes we have recon on, reaches 385. That seems a little bit more difficult right now, considering we don't have any mechanism to expand. I mean, we can expand, but our vision itself is mostly dictated by spies. And I think we've explored all the nations around us. Getting the government up, bureaucratic bonus, public economy, those are both good. And commerce is also good. Private economy, population happiness. Let me just look and see what we already have. So right now we have state companies for the public economy. And we have bureaucracy. And state companies will only go away if our government drops below 40. Opportunism for population happiness bonus is only 3 points away. Okay. So we do like government more, but I think it's not too bad. Okay, if we give commerce 6, it'd be 53 and 52, which means this will probably come down to 52. This will go to 48. That's still safe-ish. Actually, bringing enforcement up, I don't know what the security, average security of our zones is. It sounds like it's a good thing to have right now with the rebellions and all that, but okay, and then the other alternative is we could just go with the mind plus 3. Now mind right now, getting the higher mind also gives us a higher percentage of that thing happening, and that thing is cultural adjustment, which is probably going to be pretty important as soon as we start conquering these places. Research bonus plus 50%? Wait, what? 30, 40, I see, 50. So it's 30, it's 40. I don't think these are cumulative. I believe this is... I'll have to ask Vic, is this cumulative or is this... In fact, it doesn't say. Is it plus 30% for this and then the 30 is gone and the 40% replaces it? Or is it 30% and then times another 40%? Which would be very powerful, extremely powerful. You kind of think it... I don't think it's going to be that way. It's probably just a minor increase, but considering you're specializing in mind, I mean, I could see it going both ways. It might be a little imbalanced if you get both. So yeah, let's just do average security. Enforcement's not bothering anyone right now. It's not going to hurt anything to do this, so let's just do that. I don't even know how to do that, but I know I upped the advisor to try to make my secretary happier. We just take that down. I think it's only going to piss off our advisor. It's not a big deal. Not that we need the money, but yeah, why did you do that? I don't know. I do things I don't understand sometimes. Political points, we were having an issue with it for a little bit. I'm going to say no changes here, because it looks fine to me. I think we have all the stratagems we want. Model Design Council. Okay, this is interesting. So, I don't think discovery is going to be as important anymore, so I'm going to put it down to 40%. Because now we can start iterating through models. Like, I think it's time for a new infantry model. I really do. We have pretty good training in it. Let's also take a look at the artillery, because that's another one that I just would really love to... Okay, we already have... It maxes out in another 11 points. Maybe it's time to get the artillery going. Because the loader 2, it would be great if that had... Like, these values are not, to me, they don't jump off the page at me. So let's actually do... I know that we have a heavy tank model we haven't designed yet. Okay, we're going to explore all avenues. I hope you're not doing anything else. Yeah, heavy tank is actually going to lead to 2 other tanks, so I guess that's going to have to be priority number 1. Although, if the faster we do the infantry upgrades, it also means that we will start gaining experience on the next one. So you know what? I'm going to go back on my own word. I'm going to do that instead. Let's go to combat armor. Good. And Picard Commune, its parliament turns against us. Look. I would like to say let's not meddle. That would favor our first Supreme Headquarters unit as well. But I do prefer the mind, and the heart will decrease my mind. Although, what's the next one? Is it cultural? Man, there's so many different ways you can think of it. This is why this game is amazing, because it really lets you dive into such a depth of options. And the choices may not be like hugely impactful, but they're significant enough that they warrant thinking about. Heart, we'd have to get it up pretty high. And I think we kind of sold ourselves out. Unless we get this up to 40 or this up to 40, we can't do anything. So I think we're just committed to mind all the way. Just because it's going to take such an investment to get fist or heart back up to even like the first tier. So let's just go for this. Everyone's pretty happy with this, which is also a good reason to do it. We're probably going to fail, but that's fine. Oh, we succeeded. 121 to 120. There was about a 15% chance. So we got pretty lucky here. Picard commune stays friendly with us, and everyone is happy, which is fantastic. We get the mind bonus. Alright, new commander for first. We have two pretty bad options. You like enforcement, which means you're not a good candidate. You like meritocracy. I don't know why you don't like me. I think you were already acquired and then dismissed from something. Obviously, I don't want somebody who's dismissed in charge of one of my military units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Stratagems. We're going to recruit a mercenary. Now let's recruit a military.
Affirmative.
Let's go over to our decision now. And that new person is right there. Perfect. Doesn't have a perfect mind. That's great. 60 intelligence, 39 war capacity 5. This is very, very, very rare. I mean, I'm just happy that this person likes us. So obviously they're going to be my appointee.
Roger that.
Perfect. And we're going to need an. Oh yeah, this is very cool. Okay, they're going to be a very good commander. And this game is supposed to pretty strongly weight the impact of commanders on these battles. So I remember reading at some point, I don't know if it was in the manual or on one of the forum threads or something, but the non-militia units, the militia units don't have a headquarters, right? They only have the SHQ. But the individual commanders for these like battalions, the brigades and the corps are supposed to make a big impact on combat. Just to make it so that you can have like a Napoleon, or you could have, I don't know, like a McClellan. Alright, after all that talk, what are we going to do? Let's do this ranged bombardment. Ranged. Oh, we have 3 units who can do the bombardment. That's perfect. Let's see what happens. Getting some hits right away. Good start. 9, 10.
Yes, sir.
Right, let me zoom in. 2 hits, 1 hit, 2 hits, 1 hit. Still, I would say that's pretty good. Knocked down the. So we saw 400, 100 remained, and 300 were, retreated from the under the bombardment. They have much more than that. Look at 700 RPG militia. Notice that miners don't have the RPG militia, so our tanks are just going to run wild through them. All right. Finally, let's make a decision about where to move the tanks. We can get them here for 65. Let's see, how are they moving down the roads at 13 each? Because these guys are overweight, right? They should be moving down tracked on the road, should be moving at 10, and they're moving at 13. Yep, that's the 30% bonus or penalty. So actually, we're not going to be able to do anything this turn. We're not going to be able to move into gray, so we either have to wait one more turn, or we have to attack without the armor. This is because we don't have roads here. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. I think it is. Alright, well the priority for me probably is to get the black market and all that back. So let's move these guys north. Just finally, for once, I'm sticking to my decision here. They will be able to very quickly move that way. So, let's get 3, 4, 2, 1. Yep. I want that guy as well, actually. And you. Yeah, we'll just put them all in here. That's fine. Plus, they should have good recon because of the advanced sensors. Recon of 4. It's pretty good. So our recon in this one is 155. We should have actually bombarded only after moving them here, because then we would have had 214 recon, which is fantastic. But maybe he'll know what's coming, but I think it'll be too late. We'll see. Alright, so this is a long turn, 20 minutes just for this, but I've been like, you know what, I want to absorb this. I want to just really soak it in, because it's such a great game, and you gotta do all these little things. As far as assets go, we have a pretty good abundance of industrial points, which will probably mostly be spending on roads, I think. We have 2 buildings under construction right now, the University 2 and the Barracks 2. They're several turns away. We're running into some shortages. I think I'm not sure what it's of exactly. Workers, or is it administrative strain? Just to recap, I'm refreshing myself. It's been a couple days since I played. Administrative strain is still 1%. This, by the way, this campaign or series, whatever, is so much nicer than any of the other. I have 5 playthroughs going in parallel right now. I'm going to delete one from this morning, which was the stream. That one's not going to be pursued, but I have a multiplayer series with Das Tactic going on. I have a private playthrough. Let's see. Maybe only 4. And I have at least 2 others. I don't know. Okay, anyways, I don't think we need to do any construction this turn. It's always that question, of course, but until we build up enough metal, probably not. I feel like our people are relatively happy. Well, above par. Why is this? Due to high danger. I don't think that there should be any danger anymore, since we've eliminated all the enemies near us. Fear is just going to limit us to 77 right now, and that should also drop. Yeah. So maybe I should go ahead and invest in one more. But let's not, we'll wait one turn. Ah, see? I didn't move in. Why is it showing the rebels there? Did I move in? I thought I moved in. Really annoys me. Pacifica's looking very strong though, very healthy, with the big buildings. No movement so far. I probably should just clip these out. We can always go through the history at the very end. I'll probably do that in the future. Actually, that wasn't too bad. 3 decisions, 69 reports, research bonuses. We gain universal truth. Wow. So we got that one, the mind bonus. We got the grunts 3. Fantastic. We got light armor assault corps. Ooh, this is really nice. I probably would have preferred this one. I think it has infantry. We unlocked siege now, which has artillery attacks plus 100%, infantry attacks plus 50%, but 30%, minus 30% action points, minus 50% overall in defense. That's pretty good. Another medal of merit. Looks good to me. This unit didn't go anywhere, so it's curtains for him. Yeah, so I don't know why it showed that the rebels own this. They definitely do not. Start cooking back over here. These guys... Wow, this unit can travel so far. Can go all the way over here. I think let's just let's just focus on killing the rebels first. So I'll get huge amounts of artillery brought to bear on the forest here. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, 3% fist. Let's have the 5th blow through. And wow, okay, we can't go that far. First is going to come this way. Okay. Perfect. Got him cut off. So don't need to attack him. We can, but we can surround and attack him next turn. Gonna move this guy further down the road to make sure that we're keeping all our people intact. Okay, good. This looks good to me. Don't think we can build a road here. Yeah, cannot, because we didn't own that hex in the beginning of the turn. That's where it will go, though, eventually. And the plan is right now, clunk, 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 connect. So that's the road plan. Looks good to me. Go back to movement mode. Yeah, it's like we could attack this guy, but why not do bombardment first? So, Recon's 216. Let's go ahead and do the... Do you have... Who has... Yeah, there we go. Switch. Get all these guys to do bombardment. This one should be much more effective considering all of them have their full action point. And we should see all the units as well, which should hopefully... I'm just imagining make targeting a lot easier. Got a kill. 2 kills. Yep, 2 kills. That was extremely effective, and we see, you know, we have here 1,800 units, which I think is the full amount. Killed 200 of them. All of them but 100 retreated. Or died. So they're down to 29. I think we can wait a little bit longer. Want you over here. Should have done that attack after, but who do we have? Just 6 over here. First artillery. Okay. So we have you and you. Let's move you north, you to here. Just going to cut them off. Anybody who didn't... Okay, the third is going to blow through as well. The fourth, do we want to attack? I think I want to just do this. Keep pushing the borders as far as possible. Get this guy in the middle of his troops. Look how cool that looks. I thought I was missing some people. No, okay, that's fine. I guess the people I'm missing are probably these over here. Got them around. These guys can just start entrenching. Actually, they gave up a little territory here. I don't think I need to push in. I think our tanks are very easily going to eliminate all those units. So this is kind of exciting. We're on the move here. We're on the offensive, and it feels really good after all the basically the crap we were dealing with. This is mountains, but we will have a road on it starting next turn. So let's just move here. And knowing that even though... Oh, that was perfect. It's exactly down to 0 action points. We'll be able to build 2 roads next turn, because we are starting here. Could attack. Obviously, that wouldn't be a good idea without recon and only 1 single unit. Yeah, so this is good. We're going to take back our territory. Man, I keep saying I'm feeling good, but this is really... I'm probably going to have to record 2 episodes right now, because I see this one's already at 25 minutes, but I'm having so much fun. Alright, 8%, this is fine. Staff council at 20%. I like that because I want to go check out after this what the new thing is. Now model design, probably we can sacrifice a little bit for the military research council, and we are going to need to give way to the applied science pretty soon. The reason why I think we can slow down on the model design council is because we don't have too much to discover. So I'm going to drop this one by just 2%, lock that in. Military's up by 1, you're up by 1. That's actually perfect. We'll leave it just like that. -4, poor Mabel. I'm sorry, Mabel. It was nothing personal. So we could add the Applied Science Council now. It might not yet be time. Let me just take a look at the technology. I just really feel like I'm in my element right now. Like I'm playing a game. I don't fully understand it yet, but I'm really loving this. So, if you're like on the fence about getting this game and you've followed this far into a series, I hope that you can see that there's frustrations. Like if you choose a desert planet like I did earlier today on the stream, you might face some difficulties. And still, one of the playthroughs I'm going to do is a Dune or Arrakis-like world start. I'm looking forward to that a lot, but okay, so we definitely could use applied science. We are able to discover these. We need the applied science, but if we are able to discover, I think if you've discovered or if you've researched, I thought it was if you researched 3 techs in the previous one, you've unlocked the next tier. So I don't even know how we were able to discover or even start putting points into armor piercing optimization. But okay, what would we want to do? Applied? No, I think we're okay without it. So let's not do that quite yet. And by that I mean the Applied Science Council. Also want to take a look. I haven't refreshed myself. Radiation leak would give us danger. Okay, I mean we'll probably end up doing that before we conquer something. Right now, danger's low. We're increasing our happiness. We're currently also increasing our assets so that. Yeah, once we have a barracks here, I won't mind doing the danger because I think we'll have more. The barracks will give us some more. I think it'll allow us to combat danger better, or we can just park a unit or 2 in there, and then danger won't be a big deal. We have a lot of different things here. I think fluid defense is a really good one. Also, combined arms. What is it? Do we have it? We don't. It's fine. All right, let's attract some free folk to our city. Why not do that? There's free folk in those lands, and they should be part of our city. 14,000! Holy cow! Private investment, let's do that as well. I mean, just roll it out. 2,600. It's a lot of money. And we've already done this a few times, and I think we've already been reported. It's been reported to us that there's no more we can find. Yeah, we did not find it. We didn't roll enough. So, and I don't think any of these are necessary. We have personal guard, tactical genius, plus 10 on his or her war-based rolls. Maybe that's a good one to use on our core, since we have 2 battalions. I'm sorry, 2 brigades and 1 corps. I'm going to say no organizational distance from now. I'm pretty happy funneling all the points into, So I want to compare those two, but let's continue down the line, I think. Maybe, okay, let's get the heavy tank this time. No, we'll keep them in lockstep.
Copy that.
So we'll do the upgrades one at a time, basically, one after the other. I want to compare now the models that we have. So we have grunts level 2, and we have now grunts level 3. Look at the details of this. Let's compare this with the grunts level 2. Okay, so 56 has jumped up to 58. Minorly gone up to 58. 111 went up to 117. Hard attack and defense are the same. Hit points has gone up by a lot. Obviously, this is because of the combat armor. I think 100 of it would be from the combat armor, but I think that this modification would be 126 times 2 because, well, I'm not sure exactly, but anyways, it's a huge improvement. Only 1 metal increase for using the combat armor and 1 IP increase. I think that that's completely worth it for such a substantial increase in their hit points. Just means that they're less likely to die, and that's a good thing. So essentially, I think that because the jump in hit points is so good, their chance of dying has probably decreased enough that the amount of units you'll have to replace is, I'm guessing, more than makes up for the increased cost. You'll probably actually be revenue positive with the Grunts 3 compared to the Grunts 2, just because you're not gonna be needing to replace them as often, even though they are more expensive. Yeah. Okay. So let's get the. Now we have to start upgrading, and I don't know a way of doing this. Actually, I may even need to ask Vic or somebody, or I might be missing something very. Like the upgrade here is to increase the size or complexity. I don't want to do that. This is to go to an army. No, that's not what I want. I want to just upgrade my individual units. So I wonder where there's a way I can do that. Let me just look around for a bit. Well, I did my ding-darn best to find it, but I cannot. It may even be something which is missing. The best I could do is I lowered grunts to obsolete. I put grunts 2 to low, and I put grunts 3 to regular. I don't know if they will automatically upgrade, so I'm going to just basically do a test. And if it doesn't work, I'll by hand upgrade. I don't think it's going to matter too much. It may cost us a couple of lost lives in the upcoming attacks, but I'm just going to accept that losses for the sake of learning. If that ends up happening. Like, we could upgrade. I could manually go and click this way and do the upgrade and, click grunts 3, blah, blah, blah. I just don't want to do that 15 times or whatever it's going to be. It's so many different... I'd have to do that a lot. I don't want to do that. I'm really also hopeful that if I don't do that, the game will still upgrade for me. I don't know why or how or where. I suspect that it shouldn't because I haven't given it the resources to do that. And it looks like if you want to buy them, you have to buy them from scratch. There's not like an upgrade option here. So I don't know. It's a little bit it's tricksy. It's quite tricksy. So hopefully I don't know any other way to do it other than doing it one at a time, and that cannot be the way you're doing a big number. So okay, so let's end the turn. We're getting close to end of the episode time, and we haven't gone very far today, but I'm still having a lot of fun, so hopefully you are too. Finally expanding. Am I missing anything else? Well, we can take a look at assets. Did I start building the third one yet? Yeah, this time we didn't run into issues. I think that might have been worker related then. We didn't... Yeah, so we gained a lot of people, and we didn't end up needing to acquire any more workers. So that does not lend itself to... It must have been either a metal or a industrial point shortage, although it's a little bit weird that if that was the case, why did we have leftover? I'm not sure. Okay, but anyway, we'll continue next turn. Don't think I'm missing anything. Look, at some point we're just going to make mistakes and we're going to miss things. I forgot to check out the new staff thing we got. We got those the light armor assault order of battle. So these guys must have known now that they've done messed up, and when they see a full armored brigade blowing by them, Well, hey, I know how this guy feels, because today when I was playing in that Arrakis world on the Slitherine stream, I just got chomped to pieces by one of the miners next to me. It was not easy. So, let's see what happens. He moved north, which was, hey, that's a good thing. It's good for me, at least. Okay, research bonus. We got bazooka, finally. Armored infantry army. This is interesting. I think that the armored infantry army is tanks plus infantry that will move at infantry paces. Basically, it's like heavy tanks thrown in with your infantry. It's like combined arms, but it's not mobile. Recon and force, that's a very cool one. Another archaeological effort. Okay, so we see the enemy. This guy didn't even bother moving. We'll just starve him out. I think this guy's also being starved out. Well, one at a time here. One at a time. Let's not do this attack because we have our other artillery right here. Yeah. It's going to take 18 move. Yeah, we'll do it there. And I think this might be the turn we can even kill these guys. Before I make that decision, let's just see. What are they? They're at 34 readiness. They do have RPG troops, so I probably won't bring in my armor. What's our recon here? 166. Let's make that a little bit higher. 187 now. Good. I think what I'll do is I'll bombard with you. With you for sure. Should we just bombard with everyone and just blast them into pieces? We might have enough people already. Okay, let's do a full bombardment this turn, and then we'll start actually killing them next turn. I mean, we'll do the actual attack next turn. Good. We're firing for good effect here.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
The bombardment ended. Did it end? 0 AP. Okay, good. So we killed 1, 2, 3 units. Looks like that's not everyone, I don't think, but we did kill 300 units. 300 dead. So they're down to readiness of 7. I mean, it doesn't look good for them. Their readiness is down to 6. Okay, so this is actually a point in time where we could attack. Except for we don't have... Well, this guy's going to only cost 35 to move in here. Okay, what happens if we do attack? 14, 15, 17, 26, 27, 28. I don't want this guy to attack, though. Or do I? Minus 10, minus 27. Minus 27 went to minus 38. The odds do go up. I don't know. 28 to 1 seems pretty good considering they're at such low readiness. In fact, I don't understand why their readiness modifier is only minus 65%. If the readiness is in fact... What is it? 7? How are they even able to attack? I don't understand that. No, not at all. Do I want to attack? Do I? If we just waited one turn, we will have like a full surround. Okay, let's wait one more turn. Keep moving these guys around. You, and move. Oh, well. Okay, that was actually a mistake. We'll move this guy back. Gonna push the armor forward. Good. Probably shouldn't have done it like exactly like that, but... Alright, we reconnected! We've done it! Armor's gonna move here. Get this guy around here. This is so cool. I mean, we're in real business now. I think we'll still be able to resupply over the river, hopefully. Sweet. And we'll do... We should be able to resupply from the bottom now, even. Okay, let's make sure that our road is being built properly. 320, 640. We'll do that. Go back to movement. So this guy can move forward. He does have, oh, he has a battle banner, which is going to ignore, troops ignore, retreat, combat result. Sounds good. Oh, this guy's going to really charge forward as well. So I don't want people to be cut off from supply too much. This is plains grassy. Then we have low mountains again, and then heavy forest. Oh, we'll do the movement here. I'll do it like this. This road's probably going to be able to supply everyone. I think that he can. I think he'll be able to get supply, no problem. So now they fear us. Now they know that they've angered the hornet's nest, and we're just storming some troops towards them. This is great. Unfortunately, we still have some people to deal with over here. Let's move this unit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 100%, 100%, 100, 100, and 100. Good. So he's in a good position. And actually, it's nice for him to be holding this just in case we get some random incursion from the south. This unit's, I mean, the Picard commune has this 1 hex, which means the raiders did not move this way. They moved south, it looks like. So we're not even really threatened over there yet. Keep moving our core back over here. You can move here. I think we'll have this unit move there, and surely next turn that we'll be doing that attack. It's gonna take 95. I don't want to put him into position to do it, but it's actually 1300. I think we actually might be able to. Let me see if we move him here. What's his readiness at? 86. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, there's no other purple. There's no other purple armies behind us, so that's the good news. We'll just move him right here. He'll be ready next turn for whatever. This is fantastic. I'm just really happy. Why is this considered in no zone? The no zone. I think I can rezone. I don't know how it works though. Huh. Alright, well, we tried our best. This is probably a good place to conclude the episode. Guess we'll do this. And let's actually simulate the next turn. We lost a lot of food. We need to check as why did that happen. No, yeah, private food is still plenty. We're not losing any food. The game is so intricate. I mean, just starting to figure out where all the different things are. Like, why did we lose this 310? Probably because we're feeding a lot of armies. Okay, so the Credolite wants to change in propaganda. Who is Credolite? Oh, that's you. First armor. Oh, okay. Yeah. My experience is not... Okay, he wants to do some stupid stuff. I do want my relations with him to be very good, but this is kind of a nice middle ground option, which it does not offend him, and it makes a lot of other people happy. Democracy +7, heart +8. It's not really the direction we want to go right now, so we'll choose this option.
Roger that.
Yeah, that looks good. Militia commemorative plaque. Yeah, we'll use this one as well. Yeah, let's make it fancy. Just to make everyone extra happy. Battle dojo discovered in Pacifica? What the heck is going on? It was quite well hidden, but the flow of trainees caught our eye. We could enlist the dojo's instructor and improve the experience of all of our militia units with 7%, or we could allow the battle dojo to continue its operation and receive 200 recruits per round. 200 recruits per round, hands down. Enforcement does not look like it'll impact us, thank goodness. Autocracy actually would probably not impact it. No, it would. This is round 70. Yeah. So, I mean, in every way we want to do this. Let's find out where this battle dojo is constructed. Oh my god, this is the worst possible place. Okay, well still, we'll take the extra recruits per turn for as long as we get it, but I mean, just like this black market over here, that's the good news is once we lose it, we can still get it back. So, wow, what a fun turn. And things are, I mean, because things are all just, we built up for a while. people, you know, I mean, at some point it was like, okay, when are you going to actually get to this stuff, Tortuga? And then we had an explosion of activity. So that's all that we need to do. I'll cut real fast. Well, Tortuga's kind of a ding-dong. There's a couple things here that are really interesting that I didn't really pay attention to. I mentioned earlier that the closest place that we could put a farm was north by Tepegrate. Turns out the equidistant area where you could put it is over here, and the private economy has decided to do that, which is fine by me. I mean, we'll get a kickback from that, and we'll also get some food. And I think the food is important because I believe that this food is just, 360 is sent to units, and we're only delivering 163. We can go to items to look at the food situation. 500 consumed and our output, our produced, it doesn't really make sense, right? Produced 562, but we consume 500. Then why is our output to the thing negative? Minus 310. I suspect somehow we had to deliver extra food or something. I believe that our overall should be positive. Anyway, this farm system is going to be way better than whatever our current approach is with the domes. So one farm can just expand constantly to all the green around it. Looks like it won't be able to go to the Plains Rocky, but you'll be able to expand. And I mean, we should probably build a farm as well, just so we have a big food income. But we can do that over here. You know, it could be a different city that does it. The other thing is, I don't understand what's going on with this technology. Like, it's probably another question I have to ask Vic. What does mining techniques do? Because it says, keep in mind this is a linear research field and effects gradual. Arriving at level 100 will be extremely difficult. I feel like, I mean, I explained this before, it seems like that would mean that as you research it, it gives you a benefit, but I looked and there's no benefit here. So I don't know what that actually means. While looking at this, I realized I'm an idiot. We're low on metal, and we only have a metal mine level 1 here, so pretty clear what the asset. I'm surprised nobody's been shouting at me to do this, but the game's so complicated, there's so many different things to shout at. That no, I mean, thank you to everyone who's been very respectful in their comments and provided me with good feedback. I do always like constructive criticism, but it's especially easy to take when it's just, you know, I'm listening to it, so out of respect, if you do it in a kind manner, you know, treat me, go easy on me, basically, especially with a new game. So I think that's going to make a huge difference. We were a little bit lower on metal. That's going to just, we have 17,000 metal we can pull out of the ground here. And then, hey, you know, when that one's done, got several other metal locations. The one that we're really missing, of course, is the rare metals. We're still only getting that from our mining locations, and those will dry up. 6k here. Well, 20k there is actually quite a lot, but eventually it will be gone. And then we need a more consistent and higher producing source of rare metals, especially if we want to go down the laser route. That's just impossible unless you have a rare metals what's it called? Mine. You need a mine for that. Okay, but so I think all that said, we did our construction, we noticed the mine, I mean the farm. I think everything's good, and I really looked at everything I could. I couldn't really find anything else. It's kind of interesting just to look at the Empire dashboard and spend time like, oh, mining techniques. We have no research target. Oh, before I forget, thank you. Formation types. Okay, so what is light armor assault cord? This looks great, but what does it mean? Let's go to race formation and see for ourselves. With HQs, what does this mean? This is motorized. No, that's motorized. Light assault. So 270 tanks, light tanks, okay. 110 motorized, 650 artillery. This is awesome. Holy cow, that's awesome. I actually would have preferred it without the artillery, because I want my artillery to be separate. And the armored, I think we have I thought we had an armored assault. Do we not? Is that just independent? Okay, AT. I think I should also get this mechanized artillery because for the same reason, the field testing. So we're field testing the light. We're not field testing mechanized, or, Sparty. We're not field testing the self-propelled artillery. Oh my god, 49 minutes. I'm going to wrap this episode up. We did too many. I'll catch you back for the next one. Until then, thanks for watching, and take care.